Send them home for the people. They would ring me up at lunchtime and say, "Oh, I had the best day. I got my horse to Canberra one full circle." I said, "You what?" I said, "In 4 weeks you're doing line changes, Canberra circles and spinning, doing Canberra spins, and you're telling me you got a Canberra circle?" My expectations are higher, and the only reason a horse will go up, the only reason a horse will improve is because of your expectations. This horse on the outside is the most incredible athlete I have ever ridden. Now, I've not ridden every horse in the world, and I'm sure there's some amazing athletes out there, but he's the best I can. But he, in the wrong hands, would be an absolute brat that no one would like to own. My expectation is that he's brilliant, that he rises to that. When I started him, you'd watch him in the arena, and he would gallop around, and he would bark and rear, and get all 4 feet out the side like that, and then land on the ground, and I'd go, "I've got to ride that." But then I would get on him and I'd do his hip and get out and put underneath him, and I would get his feet to do the things I needed to do. And he is what he is because of it. But he didn't wake up as a baby foal and like our children do. He didn't look at the television and say, "I want to be an Olympic champion." He didn't say, "I want to go out and perform in front of 20,000 people and make a show around the world." He said, "I want to be comfortable and I want to do things that benefit me." This boy here was really leaning towards those horses. He said, "Why are they standing still while you're riding in a circle?" So I just pick him up and push him out of the circle and hold him away. Then what I can do is I can bring him back in. Not allow him back in, but bring him back in. And then take him out again. So I'm going to be constantly training while I'm explaining to you. But certainly it's the expectation that does that. If you tell a horse, or you tell a human, that he cannot do something, it's the best way to get him to do it. If you tell him that you will never ever be able to do it, you won't ride your country, you don't have the ability, you're no good. People will do things just to spite you. They will do things just to rise above. If you tell a horse you're no good, you're nothing but a hay burner, they'll go, "Wonderful, where's the hay?" They don't need to be incredible. They don't have goals like you and I. But they'll rise to meet ours. Now, horses don't hunt perfection. I am a perfection hunter. I look for it. Every day I look for the best I can do. And I'm never happy unless I can get as close to it as possible. Horses don't hunt for perfection, but they'll do their very best to give it to you if you believe it. Spinati said, "I won't have to work as hard if I go in the middle." Now, Spinati is still learning this whole liberty deal, because he normally is the one I sit on. Not now. Now, Ozzy's a big horse as he learns his career. It's funny, people said to me last night, "Where's the new horse?" I said, "He's only had 30 days. I'm not going to ride him out and work him in front of thousands of people." You know, and the main reason I wasn't, if I worked Spinati, he would have galloped around that arena and it would have been a 45-minute show. Because I can't run Spinati down. If my horse has run off, my horses run away on me. What I do is I run them down on Spinati. And I run them and I stop them and I turn them and they come sideways to me and they say, "Sorry, Dad," and away we go. But if Spinati runs away, I don't go in a jet plane to catch him. Because boy, does he run away. But look at him here. And it's funny, he is a perfectionist. Look at him travel around Venice and everything while the others sort of run around on this shoulder and on that. Spinati has to do everything brilliantly. He's an overachiever. He's on there. He's written about now. I may get a sweat out of Ozzy that I might, and I will probably more than likely get a sweat out of Spinati. You will not see these other horses sweat today. That doesn't mean they haven't. They have in their training to know what they know. But I tell them that once you know what you know, life will become easier. And once you get to the stage that is my finished horse is a Liberty horse or a Bridles and Saddles horse. And in the beginning, I used to want every horse to be that. I used to ride out, and if I had 4 horses, I would have to ride 4 of the Bridles and Saddles to prove that I could. Because people ask me, "Are you able to ride these horses?" Every one of these horses is a good ridden horse. Every one of these horses will do the job that I do on Ozzy here. The horse over there with his head down is my best Bridles and Saddles horse. The horse on my right here is my best ridden horse. He's a freak. And that's a confidence Spinati. This mare here, she's a better Liberty horse because says, I don't like a bargain saddle on me because then you can't see her gorgeous face. So I don't like all that leather hiding on you. I'm going to leave her standing still. Sequel says, I don't like working full stop. So just show you what happens there when he's really getting into that running leg. I'll say, I don't even want you to travel around the suburbs. Good idea. You told me you couldn't do that, so do this for me. Give me your hind foot. Now give me sideways. Now I'm going to reward him by letting him go back out of the circle. Now if I just held him and punched him with my leg and keep going and pulled on him, I would have taken all desire away of his job. Hope looked to me like he was slowly but surely galloping away. That was Hope at a full gallop. He used to run away a lot. Now he says, what a waste of energy, you only get me again. So what I'm going to do is use this now as a circle reference for me. And the way I asked him to stand still was the same as I asked this boy here at the beginning. I would stand dead still, my horses would turn to face me, and put my hand on their head, walk away from them, and see how long they can leave me. At the beginning, they can only leave a horse about one circle before they leave. Then I go and work them again, and they say, well, I wish I hadn't left. You know, any horse that doesn't leave you, if you're going to leave any horse that never runs off on you, one day he will run off, you will not know how to bring him back. So you have to have a horse run off on you once he's careered for him to know that you can bring him back. So right now these are the world's most expensive training funds. And it cost $11,500 to bring them from plane. Not very clever, because only the only training funds in the world you have to feed. But, so I want you to watch my hand. What I've done with this horse here is I've asked him to collect, but I'm not pulling him fighting, trying to put him in a frame that's not comfortable. I want him to go in the frame and has him the most balanced. So when I first handed him off at home, he loved to be on the wrong leg at any time. He loved to go into pressure. So I had to get him balanced. I had to get him lifting through the rib and being more supple to his body. Now this is where he's most balanced. That's where I want him. You get some horses that are balanced more with their head lower. Some that are balanced more with their head higher. Ride it with their balance. That's the problem with competition is that you're put in a box. I'm not put in a box. I'm able to ride